Minions have spawned.
Pretty standard stuff from both sides, although, yeah, now we see Blank really trying to go aggressive from the outset. Taking the fight to them before the minions spawn. We're going to try and catch them leashing. Nautilus is going to start with Dredgeline. We're going to see the first big fight, 2v2 in the game. They catch the Ash. That's a lot of early damage. Rest of the attack gets procced as well. That's pretty good, but now February 14th with a lot of damage in return onto the Nautilus. But this definitely gets Vayne rolling. Gets some pressure off of her as well, but now February 14th really trying to get a lot of these auto attacks in reply here.
Yeah, good trades both ways.
Born with a big bonk. He's going to have a bit of an early game advantage here, I think. He can dodge some of that CC. And his base damage is also very, very high for a tank.
Oh, the Jarvan getting caught here.
Very nice response from Ozzynox, but no kills just yet. Plenty of sums burnt though. Some more trading in the top lane as well, ended with the W proccing fully. Blazik is feeling the hurt on this Cho'Gath. Really can't respond with his abilities. At least until he builds some more items.
Getting really low here. Or gank from Luke, or Enix.
Nice vantage tower, so Janet Proudmore had to use Cleanse here. That's no TP on the mid laner.
Both flash and cleanse.
So with that TP advantage, now Blank has something to work with here. Phoenix goes for another gank, but it doesn't amount to anything. Oh, he's wrapping around though. Potentially looking for it again, but order the Phoenix bot lane. We're absolutely ready for it to happen, so Mumu's just going to transition towards the Scuttle Crab. In the meantime, Mari did his 6 camps. 5+ for Scuttle, and he's just going to go back to clearing. Okay, once more,
Flash
Team Blank going on the offensive.
Ozzynox here, getting the first blood to the Vayne.
February 14th gets a kill in reply, but it's going to be another one for Enix right
Ash
here.
also falls down here.
It's a 2-for-1 for Blank. Enix really active in this early game and it's paying off. He's helping the right lane in this case. That's a lot of weight off of Vayne's back. Mari trying to take the Raptors. He's starting to get stopped by Jensen. So much damage! He really tried to get that at all costs, but...
He just gets one shot by the Nico here.
He did not have the assistance from the Seraphine, and that just ended up in an easy kill for Blank. Now 1-3 on the scoreboard. Some more trading in the top lane. But it's definitely going to be Ornn on the winning side for sure.
The Amumu again here in bot
Nice
lane.
dredge line from Ozzynox, but now a TP comes in. Bandage toss though. That's going to result in another kill. Ornn comes in with a TP, but he's low and he doesn't have his ultimate. What is going on here? Riz gets another kill. Kindred is here to assist, but it's way too late. Enix
It's a massacre.
continues ganking bottom lane, and he continues to reap the rewards. Ren's also getting some kills. This is a This is about as good as you're gonna get for Team Blank when it comes to this early game. We were talking about how the first 5 minutes are going to be important, and they actually have a significant gold lead in the 6th minute of a game. So this is great. This is great news. He hasn't even backed yet. This is like, Enix is now... Yeah, he's gonna get his first back right now. He's gonna get Bomby Cinder and play the Steel Caps.
He's not gonna take damage anymore this game.
Yeah, that's a perfect opening. There is some damage, like some magic damage on Order of the Phoenix, but it's like, it's going to be focused around 2 auto attackers, the Kindred and the Ash, so like the Steel Caps, still a lot of value in this game. An accelerated tank like Amumu could really do a lot of work. Jaina Proudmoore has to respond with an ultimate of his own.
Seraph, it survives here.
Really close. If that Pop Blossom was just a little bit further down, then that was a kill for Team Blank. Phoenix Phoenix did not use his ultimate there?
Some casual trading and farming in top side here. I think he was still level 5.
Yeah.
So he didn't have the...
Suppose it was pretty close. Yeah, interestingly, Cho'Gath has more CS than the Ornn, despite Ornn winning out on a lot of these trades. Ashe Jarvan not as dominant as we had hoped.
The Ornn had the TP in bot lane and
Once
died
again,
there. So.
Ozzy Nox with a nice dredge line. The Condemned misses though. Now the counter engage from Order of the Phoenix. Can we secure at least 1 kill? Ariz is very low. The shutdown is going to come in for Small Walrus. They finally get a kill in response, and there's another one as well. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we had a bit of a fight going on, and Blaziken actually counter-jungling, killing the Kindred.
1v1's the Kindred.
And now he has double buffs. This is very dangerous from MDib. Jaina Proudmoore is nowhere close. This is just a 1v1 in isolation. The Rupture doesn't land though. This is so close between the two.
He gets the 2 kills.
Wow. So close. The double buffs really getting a lot of value there. Blank continues to win in a lot of these fights, but at least Order of the Phoenix has finally fought back in the bot lane. But now the TP comes in.
Nico TP here.
Rosmoth, 3-man ult.
Triple.
Stopwatch has to come in from the Jarvan, but here comes Enix as well. So much CC between the 2 players, and it's going to be a fairly clean dive. No dies, no deaths. Sorry. And that's another kill onto a Rins too. And it's going to be the first dragon of the game and the season.
Yeah, Enix really playing well with the Amumu here.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with his performance so far. At the right place. In the right place at the right time in most of these situations. And the rest of the team is really benefiting from the jungler being so active in the early game. Blank is on the right course. But there's still... Well, in this situation, Order of the Phoenix is actually in a bit of a pickle here. They have scaling, but when the Kindred is this far behind, it's going to take a long time before they can actually fight back on even terms, I think. And the Seraphine also has to focus on AP items, mostly because
this game looks really hard for the Kindred to get back into the game.
Seraphine's like the only true magic damage threat, but as I say that, there's another fight in the bot lane. Rins is just raining hell upon February 14th. There's nowhere to go. Enix is once again in the bot lane. The stopwatch comes in. Lasagna's Hourglass finished for Jarvan, but it's only going to prolong the inevitable here. Blaziken is 2 levels up on MDip. In the meantime, Sunfire Aegis completed. And the Ornn is finally feeling the hurt after all of the punishment he's been dishing out in the early game. Blaziken can finally respond. And it does look like Blank is pulling ahead because of the item advantages. Like, Ozzynox can just basically take any fight he wants, and he probably is going to win.
Oh, the Kindred again in trouble here.
Mari is way out of position here.
Trying.
He's going to take the Blast Cone, but even if he survived that, Blaziken was just there waiting. That's just another kill for Blank. And it's looking worse and worse. At this point...
Kind of desperation play from Kindred, trying to get the stack from Raptors.
If you don't have the assistance of your team, then at this point it's just about securing your own camps and making sure you're actually, you know, staying somewhat even in farm, despite, you know, the stacks that were potentially lost.
Yeah, I think Ornn is dead here.
Well, he uses the second part of his Q, but the Feast comes in, and Blaziken on his signature Cho'Gath from Season 4.
Just a solo kill from the Cho'Gath.
Oh, what a nice tumble. Completely avoids the Enchanted Crystal arrow, but now Amari with the red buff for trying to get at least something, at least one kill. Can they kill the Nautilus though? That's a lot of resistance from the Aftershock, but February 14th finally get the shutdown, and that's another one as well. So finally, there's something for Order of the Phoenix to be happy about. Jensen comes in with his ultimate, but the Kindred denies some of that damage. Frostbuff could potentially fall down as well, and Dib with the last Volcanic Rupture just out of reach. But finally, Order of the Phoenix. This is what they've been waiting for all this time. Now, Curse of a Sad Mummy, Enix comes in.
Can Enix find the trade?
Stopwatch is going to deny that one kill. Now, Enix in some trouble, but he's so tanky. He's not going to die to these Ashe auto attacks. Ooh, that was a lot of fighting. While all that was happening, Blaziken gets the tower in the top lane. There's a minute until this Ocean Drake spawns as well.
Oh, that's close. Almost Kindred getting caught there.
I don't know if it was Arin's thinking about. Oh my goodness, he's flashing in! What is he doing? He was... I mean, if you're gonna do that, you have to commit.
Bad, man.
Like, you have to commit immediately. Arin's was really, I guess, second guessing himself. He was like, should I do it? Should I do it? Okay, I'll do it. But at that point, it's too late. Kindred already on their Krugs.
The Cho'Gath just removing that turret from top side, while that everything happens in bot lane.
So yeah, even though Order of the Phoenix did get a win in the bot lane, Blaziken just continues to get stronger in the top lane. So it's really hard for Order of the Phoenix to patch all of these holes that they have right now. Dragon's coming up, and Blank once again has the priority on the river. And Order of the Phoenix decides they are brave enough to face check, but the fight is going to come in. It's a 2v3 right now, but Enix will be soon there to assist. Curse of the Sad Mummy stuns 2 people, and this is a very easy fight for Blank. Order of the Phoenix going for these fights when
they don't have damage enough to kill the Vayne. Vayne with shield bow finished already here, so
I don't think it's very wise of them to continue to go for these. Oh,
what is Jarvan doing here?
Wow. Small Walrus. Not sure what he was looking for in that spot, but that's just another kill for the Vayne, and it's all falling apart if it seems.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
I was hoping for a close game between these two, but it does look like the late game squad is going to take over eventually. Cho'Gath is huge, so is the Vayne. Feels like it's only a matter of time. Oh, February 14th. Is he actually going to fall here?
Off has to flash away.
The crit lands. Feb actually has to save himself with a flash. Now it's going to be a 1v2
Blaziken, a 2v1 versus the Ornn and Kindred here.
He might just kill one of them at least. Oh, the Feast comes in and he actually... The true damage eats through all of that health. And it's a double kill.
He's just huge.
It's really deja vu. I feel like I'm watching season 4 again. It definitely happened.
On the Cho'Gath here.
It happened multiple times at some point. The dredge line lands once more from Ozzynox. This bot lane, it's just... Oh, well, Renz is going to die for this one, but it's a shutdown that goes...
It's over.
It's a shutdown that goes onto the Jarvan. He's only really an initiator, he's not a threat in terms of damage.
It's the AP Jarvan, so it won't be as good as it would be on the Ashe.
I don't think it really matters when Jarvan support. Like, his only real item spike is Zhonya's Hourglass, and he's already built it. Meanwhile, Jaina Proudmoore in the mid lane has not yet participated even in one kill this game. Mostly just, you know, looking on around as the whole team falls apart around him. He's not gonna fall here though. Very nice response with a CC. Enix has to run away. Very low in terms of health.
But is Enix gonna fall?
Locket of the Iron Solari just coming in as insurance. OPX once again looking for something. Okay, the stun actually lands on top of Arin's, but there's no follow-up. And it comes in. Enix doesn't have his ultimate, but
coming in.
Nico still has one of her own. And Arin's goes in, but it might be a little bit too far forward in this case. Kindred ult, very nicely timed, denies the depth charge from Nautilus, but Mari's still going to fall down. And, you know, despite Arin's, you know, going too far forward in this team fight, Blank still wins out. It's still a 1-for-2. The gold advantage really shows, really shown up here. Small War was going for another initiation though, but it's onto the tanks. We're not going to fall that easily. The stopwatch does not do anything. Rosmov with the 4th kill of the game. Yeah, it's just desperate plays on desperate plays here for OPX. Some of them actually
I don't really
but...
see any way Order of the Phoenix winning this game anymore.
Yeah, now that Vayne has Immortal Shield as well.
Are just way too tanky for them to.
Yeah, it's the early game that needed to go well for them, but when something like this happens, it turns out that OPX has nowhere near enough damage to kill any single member at this point. Even Vanico has some amount of armor and bonus health from the Protobelt. But now it's a 2v3 as OPX goes for another play, but 2 TPs coming in, plus the jungler. OPX has to turn tail fast, but they're still going to suffer some casualties. 2 kills for Arin's. Continues to get more and more fed. Okay, the shield bow procs though. Lorenz has to run away in this situation.
Can Kindred
heal
finds
comes
the
in.
shutdown onto Wayne here?
Okay, that's huge. Well, that's... We're definitely gonna need more than that, but at least it's something for the Kindred. That's bonus 150 gold from that shutdown. Kraken Slayer finally completed on that Kindred. And we'll see what is what's gonna be the next item here. Probably should be something
the real only
like
hope here to shred those tanks.
Lord Dominic's Regards probably has to come in at some point when Blank has 3 frontliners.
Yeah, I reckon that also.
Okay, but now Imari in all kinds of trouble. Has to use Lamb's Respite just to stay alive a little bit longer, but Blaziken eats him for dinner. And Rupture is going to catch Jarvan as well.
But they're just not enough damage.
Ashe dies in the background. These team fights just continue to be more and more one-sided. Now Blaziken is the one in the spotlight. Takes 3 kills in this team fight. And, well, there's only so much we can talk about at this point. Because Blank just keep winning team fights and they're winning them more and more decisively, and the Baron's gonna come in as well. Blaziken has the feast to outsmite the jungler, even if he was there.
Somebody in chat wanted to see Kindred stacks.
Alright, let's see the Kindred stacks. We got 3 right now.
That's not really good in 20 minutes.
Yeah. That's far from good. Like, this is the amount of stacks, like, during a somewhat successful early game, but it's 23 minutes.
Yeah, it's not looking good at all. Oh,
Okay.
Ornn going for the Wayne
Trying
here.
to catch out Arenz here.
Can they find the kill?
Down? It's a 1v3 right now. Shield bow procs, but yeah, there's no escape. He didn't have flash. So they catch him out of position. Arenz, you know, has to fill his death quota.
No reason really for Wayne to be topside alone.
Well, that's just what Arenz does sometimes. He's that kind of player. But despite all of that, Blank is just going to get even more towers of his Baron buff. And even without the Vayne, there's still potential for them to actually win team fights.
Yeah, they're still so strong, so won't matter.
Okay, the Curse of the Sad Mummy comes in. Jarvan dies as soon as he goes in. Pop Blossom kind of whiffs, but Blank is still on the offensive. Enix might die to the tower here. No.
Enix survives also.
He actually doesn't die. No
He's
one
way
dies.
too tanky.
So many tanks on the side of Blank, and there's just not enough damage on the other side, as we mentioned many times before. Blaziken and Enix reaching immortal status against his team. Yeah, no, basically it all fell apart very early on, and from that point onwards, OPX has really no real way to play around this Blank team. But now Arenz, trapped inside of that Cataclysm, is going to die again. There's 1 kill in reply from Frostmoth. Well, this game is definitely going to end in a red team victory, but yeah, Arenz is... Arenz has to tone it down a little bit. He's died 8 times.
Well, somebody has to die, right?
I guess he doesn't want to make it look too one-sided. It's 80% of his team deaths right now. As the Infernal Soul is approaching.
That's a lot.
Blank a bit late to the party here, but still they should be able to stand their ground, even if it's not the full team right now. And what can OPX really realistically do?
Cho'Gath also on 10 stacks. Big Cho'Gath.
This might be the decider right here. OPX feels compelled to go in. But
looking
what
for the
can be
engage.
done? Nice ult from Seraphine, but it's nowhere near
Dragon
the amount
goes
of
to
damage.
Blank here. Just
Dragon goes the way of Blank. 3 kills already. February 14th pops the heal, but that's going to buy him like 1 second more before he eventually falls as well. Rin's flashes. Yeah, he... well,
showing dominance there.
yeah, that's a flash to show dominance. Not much more than that.
How's the timers? There's still 10 seconds of the Ashe. So Blank could be looking for the end here.
Okay, Vayne
Arrange
falls
goes
again.
down here, but they still have the tanks doing damage.
Do they actually have enough damage to push down the towers? They are going to have to
Looks
retreat.
like Blank is just running away from here.
Well, that just makes the game
Unless
slightly longer, but okay.
They
now
find the
re-engage.
Kindred here.
Mari falls. Looks like Blank is not done here.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Moving onwards.
Has been destroyed.
That's hefty amount of damage from Seraphine. That's going to dissuade Blank from
The
pushing
Shadow
further.
coming.
Luck of the Iron
Nautilus gonna
Solari.
go down. Yeah, Nautilus
Blocking
is
some
down.
damage. Oh, the Orin R2 actually whiffs. Pop Blossom only catches the tankiest member of the team.
Shut down.
Still a 3 for 2,
Shut down.
but now it's a 3 for
That's
3.
2k gold to the Ashe coming in. 2 shutdowns, huge shutdowns.
Yeah, now that you mention it, that is quite impactful. But when you look at the gold, when you look at the gold overall, still 14k in favor of OPX, and Rins is very far forward once more. Can he actually get more than 1 kill in this situation?
Almost.
Oh, Orin very close to dying, but does not fall in the end. And this really feels very unnecessary. Blank is hitting themselves a little bit too much. This probably should have been game a few minutes ago, but it isn't. And we continue. And OPX, you know, is
Somebody
still...
in chats wants to see the champion gold.
OPX still stuck in purgatory, waiting for this... waiting for this whole thing to be over. So Ashe is actually quite close in gold to the Vayne. After all the shutdowns she's managed to accrue over the course of this game, it's only a 1,000 gold difference between the two.
Yeah, the biggest difference is in the top lane with 6.5k gold lead to the Cho'Gath.
So now Blank really has to close this game out before it gets really dangerous. We're closing in. We're stuck in this. We're stuck in
Huge
this tight
Seraphine
choke.
ult coming in.
Seraphine ult comes in, and that's a
Vayne
very
and
good
Nautilus going
start.
down here insta.
Very good start for Order of the Phoenix. Vayne falls in the beginning of the team fight, which is huge.
The
but now,
Cho'Gath won't die.
Oh my
Huge
goodness.
shield coming in.
The frontline difference. The frontline difference is what decides
Looks so
it in
promising
the end.
for Order of the Phoenix here, but
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, that was probably the
It's
best
just a
team
game.
fight. Yeah, the best team fight they had all game,
Unless-
but
Destroyed.
it won't be enough. Jane
They
and
were
Proudmore
just
would've been
way too
nice.
behind. Doesn't matter.
Very nice encore.
That's GG. First game over.